Hello, this is Rain. Welcome to Chaos Connections, the Not Safe for Work podcast, removing the filters from the Instagram of parenting and life. We are three moms, Harley, Rain, and Raven, parenting our darling demonic children through various steps and phases of their lives while trying to maintain relationships, careers, a sense of humor, and our sense of self. Join us through our triumphs, laugh at and commiserate with our struggles, marvel at our batshit crazy lives. Just be mindful of our motto. Fuck around and find out.
Howdy, listeners. You know you love us. This is why you tune in to our ongoing chaos and shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Today,
I can't hear you.
you can't hear me. Well,
I can hear her.
Donk.
She's just very
Is
soft.
better?
Yes, better.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So today we want to, since this is spooky month and we've got the whole holiday season up ahead of us, we thought we would discuss. Rain is giving me the finger.
It's being recorded in
Not
Spooky
flipping
Month.
off.
This will drop in Turkey Month.
Whatever. Whatever. Still spooky month. Okay, y'all. But anyway, we thought we would talk about the holidays and how we observe them and which holidays we observe with our families, what traditions we follow or don't, and how we've handled things such as Santa Claus, possibly the Easter Bunny.
Tooth Fairy?
Ooh.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Take it away, ladies.
This is gonna be a fun one. BT Dubs, side note, every day can be a spooky day. I refuse to be bound by the constraints of society and not be allowed to celebrate spooky time anytime.
You and my kid.
You're here. Okay, you, ma'am, have an entire closet that you could wear a different thing for spooky month, and you still would probably have more stuff that falls under spooky month category. So I don't want to hear your shit, even though you do have some Christmassy themed stuff as well, because I've seen your closet.
I do have a Freddy Krueger dress and a Grady Twins dress and a couple of Hocus Pocus t-shirts. But at the moment,
she's currently wearing a Camp Crystal Lake t-shirt dress.
Apparently my Halloween t-shirt collection is sad.
I have a Freddy Krueger distressed loose knit sweater dress. I like it.
Ooh. I need to see pictures.
If only it was cold enough for Halloween for you to wear that as like a gender bent Freddy Krueger.
Oh no!
Going trick or treating with the kids.
It's thin and it is loose knit. Like when I say it's loose knit, like indecent exposure will be a thing if I don't, have a underlayer.
Wardrobe malfunction.
No.
I'm sure Joker would love that wardrobe malfunction though.
All I hear,
not outside the house.
You don't understand. The audio clip that is playing through my mind right now is the audio clip from the SpongeBob movie where the king is bald and everybody's going, my eyes. So holiday
is it sad
tradition.
that I get that reference?
Holiday traditions.
Well, you know what? Speaking of Halloween, I know Rain doesn't do a whole lot of decorating.
Not from lack of wanting to. Lack of funds.
Aha. See, I always wondered if it was like, is this just not a thing for you guys, which is totally fine, because like I think I do it enough for both of us.
I love your yard, by the way. You have to figure out how to post that where it's nondescript.
Oh, that's easy enough. So this is my favorite holiday, and I have made it Dar's favorite holiday, and because they've grown up with us, it is now Apprentice 2's favorite holiday.
She made it Dar's favorite holiday by beating him over the head with the life-size werewolf that she has that stays in her garage on a regular basis.
Don't actually have a life-size werewolf. I would fucking love one.
Fine, zombie.
So we have a life-size zombie animatronic, and his name is Adam. And we have a life-size gravedigger animatronic, and his name is Charles. And points to anybody that gets that reference.
Okay, and when it's dark and there's not a light coming on in her fucking garage and you're going to drop something off, you're trying to figure out who the fuck is in her garage because there's just these two tall dudes and it's fucking Halloween decorations.
Okay.
Scared the crap out of me the first couple times, and I'm just like, it's fucking her house. Never mind.
So I am sometimes easy to startle. And when I was staying with Rain, I woke up at some ungodly hour. It was still dark outside, and Captain was downstairs. He was working overnight, so he was usually up majority of the night, and then he would fall asleep very early morning, and that was the routine. So I was staying with Rain, and I came downstairs.
Kicked out of bed.
And yeah, I came downstairs, and I saw Captain in his normal spot, and he appeared to be snoozing. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try to be mindful and be quiet. So I opened the sliding glass door to go into the backyard, and I turned on the outside light. So I'm outside in the dark, and, you know, when you have anxiety, your mind tends to draw up the worst possible case scenario. So I'm already thinking that I'm listening for any sound of like twigs snapping underneath somebody's foot because they're running from the cops trying to get through the backyard, and I'm going to end up an innocent victim, whatever. Anyway, so I'm already like, my mind's already like, hurry up and smoke this, Harley. Don't dilly dall. So I'm trying to be quiet, and I was sitting with my back. I was sitting sideways, so I could see I could see some light coming from inside the house in my peripheral. So I'm smoking, and all of a sudden I turn my head just nonchalantly towards the house. And again, the light's on outside, so it already kind of impedes my vision into the house. But I could see clearly enough that there was light and inside the house, and the light was backlighting this huge, looming, dark, completely shadowed figure approaching the sliding glass door. Ladies and gentlemen, in classic comedic fashion, I like kicked my legs up and almost tipped the lawn chair backward because I was so startled. And I didn't scream, which is a miracle. I didn't scream. I think I was secretly scared that, again,
I probably would have.
I think I was secretly scared that there was still like somebody trying to flee from the cops sneaking through the backyard, and I didn't want to draw their attention. So I was like, Captain slides open the door, and he's like,
let's be real. If she did scream, it would have probably woken Raven and Dara up, and they were like 3 blocks over.
We were, like, just a few blocks away from each other.
It would have.
All right, so Captain opened the door.
It would have been a scream that would have been spoken of for generations to come, and it wouldn't have been spoken. It would have been signed because the human population would have gone deaf. We would have lost hearing capabilities for the next generations. All right, Captain opens the door, and he's like, it was just an initial like shock, and then like rational processing, and I was like, that's Captain. It's okay, Harley. Unclench the sphincter.
And then we continued to laugh at her for days.
Yeah, unclench the sphincter. You're good. Clean up the little pee-pee spotter. When you're done, it's fine. No, I'm kidding. Nothing like that happened. But Captain opens the door, and he's like,
really disappointed this was not caught on video.
Captain opens the door,
Blame
and
Captain.
He's like, I saw that. First, he was like, I saw that. Are you okay? And I was like, I can feel my pulse in my ears, but I think I'll be fine. and he goes, just so you know, I anticipated that if you saw me out of the corner of your eye, you were going to be startled. So I was trying to not appear very imposing. I was like, well, you're already like a foot taller than me, and I'm in a seated position, and I'm on a lower elevation because there's a little step down from the back door. Sir, I felt like a fucking ant, and you were the kid with the yellow rain and the magnifying glass about to make my life a living hell. My God.
Yeah, so if you came into my garage during a non-spooky month, you would probably shit your pants because I know they're there. I watched them get built. I watched them get put out last year and put away. I go into the garage regularly. And still I'm like, oh, God damn it, Charles.
Nope, nope, nope. Like, the
Yeah.
little kid imagination running wild. Like, ooh, did that shadow just move? Ooh, what is that? Yeah, I never lost that capability. So, like, when any of my
So
senses
haunted
are
houses
in,
are not for you.
they are, but it is strictly for the comedic factor, for comedic benefit for all of my friends that are with
So
me.
what she's saying, so what she's saying is, if we go to a haunted house, we're recording it because it'll be something that's on Patreon,
Oh, fuck yeah.
and I'll probably be part of the fuckery because I'm not huge on scary stuff.
I'm gonna
So like,
just I'm gonna throw this out there. We are too fucking old for jump scares at haunted houses. No, I'm gonna draw a hard line in the sand, put my foot down, 100% brat. No, I'm not doing
We
it.
can go to SeaWorld. It's not going to be that bad.
No,
We could
'cause
go to SeaWorld. It's not going to be that bad
that's pretty cool.
because we're not going to do what Captain did where he ended up getting scared because the wall moved and it was a person in a freaking, suit to blend in with the wall and
I
fall
had a friend who used
downstairs.
to do that
no. Okay,
So a friend of mine used to volunteer for Zubu, and
Hmm.
she would dress up in this newspaper costume, and it made her look like she was a rolled up newspaper. And they had this room at Zubu that was made entirely of ripped up newspapers, and she would just stand up against the wall and wait. And she
no,
blended in so good.
that's not okay. That is not okay. That is 100% not okay. All
So do
right.
y'all want to hear the?
And
So
wait, I'm gonna.
okay,
I
we
have a
are.
new facet of fear that is why we cannot go to SeaWorld for a haunted house, because Gremlin 3 recently discovered and constantly reiterates that dolphins are rapists. I don't want to go to SeaWorld with rapey dolphins.
Okay, so
Fall
she
in
can,
that chain.
thing of it is, you could thank Captain and Witchkin too for that.
Dolphins also like to get high from pufferfish,
Yes,
so
they do. They do puff puff pass.
Yeah,
mhm, like literally.
what started the information sharing discussion with Gremlin 3 was they were telling me that dolphins are drug addicts, and then that led into they're also rapists. And I was like, okay, moving on. But let's go back to our
Yeah,
topic at hand, ladies and gentlemen.
they're cross. They're rapists with amongst themselves, and it doesn't matter if it's
It's
girl or
cross,
guy or blowhole or other.
it's cross species.
And they also will rape. They will also rape humans.
That's only happened like once or twice in all of history, and it was I I'm not a victim blamer, okay, but it was literally the human's fault because the human is the thinking, sentient, rational, logical being in that scenario.
All I'm going to say is
Experiments for humanity.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Thanks for all the fish.
Okay, all right,
They are not stupid animals.
all
They're
right.
not, but
Parting comment on this topic before it is signed, sealed, delivered, and we're going to actually talk about proper holiday celebrations. You talking about rapey dolphins and them not caring about the species or any other identifying factors, it just makes me think of that movie Slice. And if you haven't seen it, don't go watch it. But if you have seen it, it just makes you think of the scene. What do you want inside you?
Okay, so since
back to Halloween.
since since we're talking about different things to do for Halloween to start, because we are recording this literally the week before, well, 4 days, yeah, 4 days before Halloween. I had to do math. Um, and so when Witchkins were younger, we would get dressed up. I would get dressed up too because it's super fun. Um, and I would take them trick-or-treating. And then of course there's the parent candy tax. That's definitely a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because my kid does not like Reese's and she hates peanut butter. And so I
Oh,
got all the Reese's. She
I
doesn't like peanut butter. She likes hazelnut. She likes almonds. She hates peanuts. Um, and now it's, hey, I'm gonna go. I have dubbed this other child Witchkin 3. She's actually going to hang out with Witchkin 3 this year and go trick or treating. And last year it was she went and hung out with her then best friend, who shortly thereafter became boyfriend. So I'm just the chauffeur this time of year.
so when the kids were little, we would take them together. We would go trick or treating, and so our house wasn't very decorated. We didn't hand out candy because we were busy, right? And we would go on base because there's only so many cars allowed to get on base, so it was really safe. And the MPs were walking around all the time, and it was a lot of fun. But when the kids got old enough to go with trick or treating with their friends, that's when Dar and I really got to let loose. And like the first year, we turned our garage into a mad scientist chop house, and like so many little details, and it was really cool. And we bought our first fog machine, and then a couple years after that, we turned the house into like the first season of Stranger Things. Like we literally had the door to the upside down on our front porch, and we created Castle Buyer out of wood that we collected in the woods, like sticks and stuff. It was really freaking cool. And so
Raven,
every year since then, we've bought like what?
I'm gonna commission you to come decorate my house for Halloween. Like September 30th, you're gonna make a trip to my house, and that's gonna be the planning
Okay.
day. And then October 1st is finalizing the plans and acquiring the materials. And then October 2nd, it is all you creative freedom, babe. Decorate while I
You do realize that
manage.
she is going to put you to work. You're not going to manage. You're going to be put to work.
You're gonna help. No, so what we've done is like every year since then, we buy like one nice, expensive, like worth the money kind of thing to kind of add to things. So we've been collecting tombstones for I don't know how long, and Dar rigged up this really cool system to keep them upright and in place instead of falling over and getting demolished from the wind. And so like we've been collecting tombstones, we've been collecting fog machines, we've been collecting animatronics, skulls all over the place. I've got like 3 different posable skeleton, like life-size skeletons. I've got a
And she
posable dummy.
does use skulls of different things and everything else in her regular decor too, like all of us do. Yeah, continue.
So this year we're doing like a zombie graveyard. So I've got Charles right next to this, because you can buy like a burlap fresh grave decoration, right? So we've got that on the ground next to Home Depot sells really awesome tombstones, by the way, because they're big and they're heavy duty instead of just being like flimsy foam. So I've got Charles right next to this freshly dug grave. And then on the other side of the driveway, we've got all of the tombstones lit up, and we've got Adam over there, and we've got this fucking amazing wooden coffin that we found on the side of the road years ago. Somebody was just going to get rid of it. It was a
Sure
handmade wooden
empty?
coffin as a Halloween decoration, right? Yeah, I'm sure. And then
Okay.
we have this really, really cool thing. We bought him, fucking 10, 15 years ago from Target for $25. And it's a hydraulic arm. So it lays down, and it's got this weird looking little Reaper dude on it. And he's motion activated. And he goes, "Ruh!" and then lays himself back down. But he's flat on the ground, so he's very unobtrusive, so you don't notice him. So what I'm going to do is, you're walking by all the tombstones and all the zombies, and there's the driveway and you get your candy, and there's the grave and Charles, and you're like, oh, okay, it's over. And then he's going to scare you because he's going to be behind Charles.
So what is so funny about us talking about her Halloween stuff is
Hi.
we met 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
No, almost 4 years.
Was it 20? It was 21. Yeah, because
It was the end of 2020.
We went.
No, because they were in a thing, so it must have been the end of 7th. Because that would be
It was
21 when everybody was back in school.
It was the end of 8th because the next year is when they went to high school.
That does not sound right, but okay, carry on. Anyway, it was a few
maybe
years
the end
ago.
of 7th. Anyway, it may have been the end of 7th. Okay. Anyway, so it was a few years ago. We met at a Halloween function at the children's school because my child was in dance.
Well, and Rain
Then
has this rule that their kid cannot go to somebody else's house unless Rain meets the parents. And, fair enough. I get it.
it's not that I don't trust my kid. It's that I don't trust people.
See? Fair enough.
Psychopaths have
Humans,
their own families.
let's go with Men in Black. Psychopaths have their own families,
They
but
do.
let's go with Men in Black
cannibals.
here. Let's go with Men in Black. A person is smart. People are stupid.
dumb, panicky animals.
And so my kid may be smart, but that doesn't mean she's got perfect situational awareness because she's my fucking kid and she's got ADHD. God help her.
And she's my
a
niece.
kid. She doesn't have a whole lot of life experience yet.
And she's the niece, and as the other auntie refers to her, she's a little savage Barbie.
She is.
She was low key offended by the Barbie thing. I'm like, you're a savage Barbie.
I
Deal with it.
I tacked Barbie onto that nickname because I knew it would offend her a little bit.
Because she also made you do your cry cleaning out your closet.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, Halloween is super fun, and for the longest time, whenever it was any holiday where we needed to do something with other families and other kids, Harley and I, we didn't deal with other people. We just were like, okay, what are we taking the kids to go do?
Yeah, I
even even before Harley came along, Joker and I would do that because Gremlin 2 and Witchkin 2 are 3 months apart.
2.
Yeah, they're really close in age.
They're 2 months apart.
Yeah, 2. They're 2 months apart.
Yeah. No, I kind of
feel
they. Go ahead. Finish your story.
You kind of feel what?
I was gonna say, because Raven was talking about taking kids trick or treating, and I feel like I don't know if it is now I'm a parent, so I'm hyper aware of all the potential dangers in the world for my children, or if it is I don't trust people and I don't like people, so I want to do things in as safe and a controlled environment as possible. So Halloween trick or treating for my kids has always taken place at a business, trick or treat at the mall, or trunk or treat at like a school or a church. We did have a questionable trunk or treat situation this year that took place at a bar, but we're in Texas, so it's par for the course. But it's always been some sort of coordinated event. I don't know. I feel weird walking out to people's houses that I don't know. And like, I did it a lot. I did it as a kid, but that was a different day and age, child.
That was in the early 90s.
It was.
That was in the.
You know what's really cool is Dara and I saw this done somewhere, and so we started doing it in our neighborhood to kind of make it catch on. Like, we tried to encourage people to do this. Is that we get a table and we sit out on the driveway instead of being in the house and making them come to the front door. That way, everybody can see us. You can see the candy. You can pick your own. I don't give a shit. But it kind of takes some of that kind of thing out of the equation because everything's like all out in the open. And plus, sit out there with a drink, sit out there with the soundtrack, have some fun, scare some kids. It is a blast. Especially
try to see if the new friend is gonna scare easy. Day 2 of knowing you. Oh no, you didn't. But then again, it was also the first time you were introduced to my cooking.
Yes.
I am beginning to understand.
Next holiday.
I am beginning to understand how fortunate I am that you and I did not meet during spooky season, because I feel like you would have pulled a couple of pranks, and I would have said some very special choice words to you, and you would have been like, "This is a stuck up little bitch and can't take a fucking joke. Fuck her. I'm out."
Let's review what we thought of each other when we first met Harley. Okay, so the next holiday would be Gobble Gobble Day.
Turkey Day.
Turkey Day. So so before Captain and I were together, I would go to my mom's because my stepdad fries turkeys and they're so yummy. And then Captain and I got together, and we don't go all out because it's literally just 4, maybe 5 people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm cooking. I make a few things that are the traditional thing. We go around the table, say what we're grateful for, and Bob's your uncle. And then everybody does their perspective thing. Goes and does crafty stuff, goes and takes a nap, goes and plays video games, goes and works on, talking to whoever the boyfriend is of the moment. I don't fucking know. And that's how that one goes. So I'm holding something because I'm waiting till we get to Christmas because I want to show something off.
Okay. So we've always been just the 4 of us. That's it. And I'm not fucking cooking a whole Thanksgiving dinner for 4 people. I tried it once or twice and it sucked. And I tried to get my family on board with having a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, i.e. what the Pilgrims actually ate, like lobster and goose, but they were like, no. So I got smart. And now our Thanksgiving dinner takes place at a Brazilian restaurant. No dishes.
Bougie bitch.
A little bit. But then I don't have dishes. I don't have leftovers for days unless I make a turkey for turkey sandwiches.
Which is what you do every year.
Because it's yummy.
So so Joker and I recently purchased our own home. First time home buyers, and we regularly catch ourselves being like, holy shit, this is our house. Like, we can do what we want.
It takes a while for that to really sink in after you've been not in your own place for a while.
Case in point, our dining room is Nightmare Before Christmas themed year round. So we just embrace it and do our thing. So since we got our home, we have now, it's becoming more and more clear that we are now the default Thanksgiving host house for our local family. And it's a little chaotic, it's a little stressful, but it makes for a really fun day. So that I'm happy that this is going to be a tradition going forward. I don't see this going the way of the dodo. We've always done like a home Thanksgiving meal, but there's just Raven and Rain are privy to the more in-depth details. I'm not gonna bore you with those, but
we're just gonna call it fuckery.
It's very nice and
the cunting. Yeah, the cunting is a good one.
And very, very enjoyable. And we basically do Thanksgiving like a potluck, because I will jeopardize everybody's health at the risk of them getting salmonella by cooking the turkey, but that's it. Last time I tried making more than that, and I disintegrated bacon in my air fryer because I was trying to make loaded mashed potatoes. And my brother-in-law was like, it can't be that bad. Bacon's bacon. Let me try it. And he was like, oh, that's burnt. That's burnt. I was like, bro, I told you. Look at it. It is the epitome of it. It is a physical manifestation, representation of what is a black hole. There's nothingness. This is nothingness. I'm holding nothingness. This is the break in the space-time continuum, and you're gonna eat it.
So this is another example. This is another example of Harley in the kitchen and why it's dangerous. I'm waiting to get flipped off.
Just when I try something different, my burners were taken up on the stove, I was like, I tried doing it in the oven, but I was like, this is taking too long because I'm an impulsive and impatient bitch. So I looked at Joker and I was like, can we put this in the air fryer? He goes, yeah, we can try it.
You need like 45 minutes in the oven for bacon.
Yeah, so Joker's like, we can try it. Keep an eye on it. I thought he was going to keep an eye on it, and I just let the timer go.
Oh shit!
So that's Thanksgiving in a nutshell.
The fire department.
No, but it wouldn't be surprising. Okay, so those are the moms of chaos Thanksgiving, and then Christmas has slowly become. Kids get more and more expensive, so their presents kind of get less and less
in quantity.
But the price in quantity, but not in cost.
Oh God, yeah. It's like inflation for presents.
But money is typically tight, just because that's been, unfortunately, my life. But it's get a few things, accumulate things over the years or over the year for birthdays and holidays and whatever. And but one of the traditions has to do with the Christmas cat. And to deal with the Christmas cat, and I can't remember exactly where this is from. It's probably from. It's. I was gonna say it's.
One of the Nordic.
It's one of the Norse ones.
This sounds like Elf on a Shelf with a deviant twist. I'm.
Oh yeah.
I'm quite intrigued. Please continue.
I will. On Patreon, I'll go and find the whole story, and I will read them off and all of that other fun stuff.
Yes.
But the Christmas cat would wait out in the snow while people were making their way after sunset to wherever they needed to go, be it home, work, or whatever. If they did not have on a new article of clothing, the cat would eat them.
So, like the cat
another tradition
in the Miss Marvel movie. I forget the name of the creature, but
yes, kind of like that, but without the tentacle.
Kind of. Yeah, that's creepy. And I have fucking shipwreck theme for my house.
They eat a lot of seafood,
but so we get pajamas, but there's another tradition, and I think this one actually is a Norwegian tradition of, for Christmas Eve, you get a book and you spend the rest of the evening after you unwrap your book having, hot cider, hot chocolate
and quiet,
sitting around and just reading your perspective books. And
that sounds lovely.
So it's jammies and a book. That is the Christmas Eve gift. Jammies are always going to be different, unless you're Captain, then he always knows he's getting sweatpants because he's
totally
got his thing
here and get him something different.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I may get him something different, but I'm still going to get him his regular jammy pants.
You can okay. How about this?
And,
how about this? You can have as a safeguard a pair of regular jammy pants, but I am volunteering to source and acquire some like lingerie that you can gift him. You just have to record his response. Please.
Not him trying it on, just him opening the gift.
No. I don't need
I do.
Right? No. Like if you want to record it for your own purposes, that's cool, but like no.
I honestly don't think the captain would be game to try
I'm
on
not.
what I have in mind.
Budgie smugglers?
I'm. I'm. I'm just gonna. All I'm gonna say is I'm not sure what would go through his fucking head because it is Captain, and um, he was in the Navy. All I'm saying, y'all, you bitches have heard stories.
Yeah. You guys
Um,
know that swimsuit that's like just a little cup and then some really long suspenders?
please, dear God, no, because he would do that to traumatize me and the kids.
I
I
was
keep
gonna
trying to
say
buy that for Dar and he keeps shutting me down.
so I was gonna say
No, because if that comes into my house, whoever does that, I will kill them because I don't need to be that traumatized.
okay, well
I
wait,
actually like seeing this man without his clothes on.
wait. The icing on the
That sounded
cake
really
though,
messed up.
the icing on the cake though is I need you to do like a wide angle shot of the gift opening because I need to see Captain's reaction. And then because he's captain, I know that he will then display for all to see what he just got and why he's like, what the fuck? And I need to see the reactions of Witchkins 1 and 2. Please.
Oh my god, yes. When they see what it is.
Okay. The good news is that my kids don't listen to this lovely show of ours, but I know that Miss Harley has some listeners of the high school persuasion.
Don't do as I say, not as
But
I do. Do as I say, not as I do. Do you hear me?
anyway, focusing back. Um, the Harley has been my best friend for fucking years. So, and her love language is gift giving. And she just said she's an impatient bitch. Talking about Thanksgiving. That goes for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Everything. So, I had to have surgery last week and Captain was not feeling the greatest, so was not capable of driving me. And Raven had to do stuff for work because she just started working too. So Harley had to come to town and drive me. But because
That meant I got
the end of the year gets super chaotic for moms of chaos, who fucking knew? And so she brought her Christmas presents.
she did.
And then has proceeded to buy us more Christmas presents. But that's not the point.
I did Christmas in October.
She's rotten.
She did Christmas in October. And this is what she got for me and Captain. For those of you who are on the thing
Oh, that's
of the
lovely.
YouTubes, and I will let her explain the why behind this one, but it is just perfect for me and Captain.
So,
Oh, that's amazing.
all right. So I stumbled across this fantastic artist and small business, and they make prints of varying sizes. And I found him a while ago, and I
By
honestly
accident.
I didn't. Yeah, I stumbled upon him by accident, got a couple of pieces, and I was like, cool. And then it kind of was out of sight, out of mind. And then I stumbled upon him again, and I was like, oh yeah, I love your art. And so I actually like took the time to get his socials and actually follow the page and keep tabs and everything. But I saw, and so I actually wound up getting pieces for quite a few people in my family and in my
Right.
blood and chosen family circle. I got pieces for quite a few. But I got that one for Rain and Captain because, as Rain has said before, I'm going to say the wrong word. Wiccan? Not Wiccan. No, pagan. Pagan?
I'm pagan.
Pagan.
I'm pagan. But what I say, yes, I'm pagan. What I say is, and part of this is, I always say I like to curl up with the monsters. And most of my friends, the two on this show included, have a dark side. We know nothing about that, and you can't prove anything. But it
little creatures.
yeah. You sound like you're a creepy little fucking demonic doll when you say that, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Um
So, yes. So, and in talking to Captain and Rain, because we're best friends, and so there's been a plethora of discussions. But yes, the dynamic between Captain and Rain is that Rain is the light creature, the light being, and Captain is the darker, shadowy being. And so I saw
he
that
calls me
print.
Sunshine. Well, yeah.
So I saw that print depicting a light being, a fairy type. I got like fairy, mythical being type vibes, and she's embracing and being embraced by this dark, kind of scary being. And I was like, this is the perfect depiction of Rain and Captain. And I got it for them as a household, well, couples Christmas gift. And yeah. Anyway, by the way, I kind of want to share with you guys the artist that I found, but I kind of don't, because
You're on socials.
I'm actually, no, he's really busy this time of year because he does a lot of like shows and stuff, and I have a couple of commissioned pieces that I have to already wait for to be done. And if I share his information, you guys might order stuff too. And if you order something before I get a chance to order it, or if you clog up his schedule with your own commission pieces and I have to wait longer, I'm a knife a bitch. So, but I'll share it. I'll end up sharing it. Anyway, so
So let's share it in January.
So here's the funny thing is now when you go back to look at his new work, because I know you're going to, you get to play this clip of you impatiently having to wait if you share his information.
but so our Christmas tradition, we have a kind of bastardized version of Rain's Christmas tradition. Joker and I, for the longest, have made a habit of giving a gift to each of the kids on Christmas Eve, and it was a set of pajamas and a movie. And then they would put on their pajamas. Joker and I would just put on whatever. Maybe it was Christmas themed, maybe it was just Christmas colored, or maybe it was just what was clean. And
Halloween.
we would all sit around, and we would watch just a couple of Christmassy movies. One of my favorite ones that I always insist on watching is Arthur Christmas.
It is the Joker.
The Joker is coming. I think he might have some input on our Christmas tradition.
So are we talking about Christmas Eve boxes or specifically the movies?
No, we're not diving that deep into it.
What
you
are
know
the
what?
traditions?
This is what happens when you ear hustle. All up in the Kool-Aid, don't even know the flavor. Back up. No, I'm kidding.
Granny Santa.
So that's our tradition. I don't think I never expressed to my kids that there was a Santa, but I never I never
Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. This reminds me of a story. Okay. So we've seen many movies.
Joker story time! Yay!
We've seen many movies, Christmas movies, that allude to Santa not being real. And of course, everybody's like, no, he is real. He is real. He is real. So it was me and Gremlin 1 and 2 and Gremlin 3. I think we had sent Gremlin 4 to bed. And we were watching Violent Night with David Harbour.
Yes.
Viking Santa.
Yes. I love that one.
And the
I still
part,
need to watch that one.
Yes,
the
you
part
do.
where they, spoiler alert, but
Okay,
it's
I'll turn the here. There you go.
okay. The part where they tell the little girl that Santa's not real, and she loses her shit, and the parents are like, "Oh," and they feel really bad.
Put your headphones back on.
So
Rain. Headphones.
What?
So we
He
saw
was
this scene in the
telling
movie.
about a movie that I haven't seen yet.
Okay, I already said the scene.
Mhm.
So we saw the scene in the movie, and
Mhm.
then
Okay, cool.
Gremlin 3 has this moment. She's like, "Is Santa not real?" And the rest of us are thinking she's just messing with us. She's like, "Is Santa not real?" And then takes off and runs upstairs crying. Now, we've watched other movies where they question the reality or validity of Santa. So we're not sure what the hell is going on. So I paused the movie.
Oh.
Gremlin 1 and 2 stay downstairs. I go upstairs. Gremlin 3 is crying to Harley. And so we have a conversation with her. And the best way we found to explain it to her is that the physical manifestation Santa may or may not exist. But we explain that Santa is the spirit of giving in all people.
That's exactly how I explained it to my kids.
Yeah, so that even if there's not an actual St. Nicholas Santa Claus, that there's still a Santa Claus that gives gifts and brings that holiday spirit to everyone. Now, she was good with that. We went, we finished the movie, she was okay. 6 months later, she asked to watch the movie just for the hell of it, and she had no problems. But it still pops up every now and again, and she kind of pauses and looks at me crooked like, are you being straight with me or are you messing with me, Daddy? Just like the spirit of giving in all people. That's the best way I can explain.
Yeah. So, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there. That's Joker story time. Toodles.
Back to the kitchen with me.
Yes, slave.
Because we had
No,
my
I'm kidding.
grandpa always played Santa Claus when I was growing up. And he would play Santa Claus for the whole family and for his town. And my mom comes from a huge fucking family. We're talking the Brady Bunch on steroids, basically 4 different families kind of doing this number. And it's nuts. There's like 14 kids, I swear to God. So there's a shit ton of grandkids. Yeah. See, Rain? I'll show you a picture sometime.
I'm good.
But Grandpa and Grandma would always have a present in Grandpa's bag, whether you were expected it or not. And they would always have this big party on Christmas Eve. They'd have Mexican food, they'd have champagne and beer, and they'd have the present in Santa's bag. And my grandpa, y'all, was 5'6" and 120 pounds, soaking wet. Little guy, but oh my God, he was so ornery. And so here's this old fucking skinny farmer playing Santa Claus, threatening to cut your hair if you don't brush it. I mean, it was the funniest thing. But to this day, for me, Santa's very real.
Yeah.
Santa exists.
Well,
Like,
you have that person,
but
that
not
live.
to my kids, right?
Yeah.
Just to me. And I still have to have Mexican food on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. So before Joker and I got together, I was a single mom of 2 kids. The children that we now affectionately refer to as Gremlin 1 and Gremlin 3. And being a single parent, there's a struggle bus. It's a struggle bus. And so I wound up getting involved with a Christian group that helped single mothers. And one of the things that they would do for their regular participants throughout the year is towards the end of the year, they would have the mother write down, they would have the mother make a list of interests, like special toys or book characters or things like that apply to each of your children. And they would have volunteers from a handful of churches in the area, completely anonymous, but they would get the list of your child's interest and they would provide the moms with Christmas. they would provide the moms with gifts that were fully wrapped. So I had no idea what was in the gifts until they were opened. But by that point, it was at least Gremlin 1 was old enough that he had already developed a belief in Santa. And so the added surprise factor on my face when he was opening presents on Christmas just helped to instill that Santa's real. We've never established like a Christmas formal meal though. Like we get together with extended family members, but it's never like it's not a big production like Thanksgiving. It's one year we ordered tamales. So
see that would be Christmas Eve for me. And like in recent years, we have decided that a prime rib roast is our Christmas dinner. And y'all, Dar is good at many things, but he is fan-fucking-tastic at cooking meat. Oh my god.
She just likes to put his meat in her mouth.
I really do.
Just saying.
He made us steaks for Saturday night, and
he channels his caveman energy.
It really fucking does. Because like he made us ribeyes last night, and he cooked them in the oven until they were about rare, and then he put them in the cast iron. Got that really good crust on them. Oh my fucking god, they melt in my mouth. Anyway,
can I rent a room in your house?
So, yes.
She's having a foodgasm over there just from memory.
Oh, I really am. Well, there's still some left in the fridge, so guess what I'm eating this week?
Oh, no. I'm making a trip out there. Those leftovers are mine.
Okay. So I started this tradition with my kids. There's a website online that sells. So we've always spent Christmas as a family in hot climates in Alabama and Texas, and it fucking blows. So we don't do the whole ugly Christmas sweater bullshit because it's too fucking hot. So I get t-shirts with Christmas sweater print on them, but every year I get everybody a different one depending on how they've acted that year or what they've expressed interest in. One year I got Dar and I matching ones. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margot. And we like wearing them together because it's fucking hilarious. So I get everybody one of those, and they get to open it before Christmas because it's Christmas themed, right? So you got to be able to wear it. And then I get matching jammy pants for the whole fucking family because I don't care how old you are. You're getting matching jammy pants. And I fucked up in recent years because none of them had pockets. So now, this year, I'm ordering men's Christmas pajama pants for everybody because they'll have fucking pockets.
Sometimes.
Be warned.
Most of the time.
I'm hunting.
No, be warned because me and Joker is a stickler. His pajama pants and pajama shorts need to have functional pockets and a functional fly. Mm-hmm. Those are the prereqs for Joker's pajama bottom attire.
I don't have to worry about the functional fly. Nobody in my house cares about it.
We went to a large chain retail store that shall not be named, and these pajama pants, when they're packaged, they're folded up, and sometimes they're hung up on like a little short hanger, so you only have like maybe 6 inches of material, and they have a cardboard tag at the top that's tagged through so it holds it in place. So you shouldn't pop open the package to.
It's almost impossible before you check them out.
Yeah, you shouldn't open the package to check the product because that's rude and disrespectful, because once you pop it open and check it, you're like, okay, great. You're going to put the open one back on the shelf and grab a closed one. Nasty. Not nice. So the tag said functional pockets and a button fly. And the fly was right at the front, so we could double check. Yep, I can stick my finger in there. You're going to be able to get your weenie out. We're good. We had to go. We had to shut up. We had
for the last 2 weeks.
Throwback. All right. Anyway, we're not doing this shit again, ladies. We're almost at time. We don't have another 10 minutes for you guys to cackle. All right.
Okay.
Anyway, so we were able to spot test the fly, but the sides were folded in, so we couldn't check it. The tag said functional pockets, and it even showed the model with the pajama shorts on with their hands in the pockets. We get them home, we crack them open, there's no goddamn pockets. And we did like a triple check to make sure the tag said with functional pockets, and to make sure that we both weren't having like aneurysms and suffering from like instant dementia. No, the tag said functional pockets and it didn't have functional pockets.
Okay.
So be forewarned of possible false advertising.
Like that space.
Yeah, that's class.
So that's our
Do y'all want to
Christmas.
say hi to do y'all want to say hi to Witchkin One and her cat?
Sure.
Then we have to talk about
Come on.
Easter, and then we're at time.
Okay.
So there's the cat experienced the outside world, and he hissed at a car that drove by.
Hi, Gremlin One. No, Munchkin. No, Apprentice. Witchkin. Hi, Prince. Hi, child number one.
She said hi. She went through Apprentice, Gremlin, Munchkin. No, Witchkin.
I knew it
And
ended
I
with
have
an
a
N.
childhood. Boy, what the hell's your name?
Yeah, same. And I'm only one of 4.
She
You
probably
know,
has
there
to
were
switch.
animals thrown into that name mixture. That was nice. Thanks, Dad.
It's cute.
So I think
All
the
right, so
last.
Easter, we're not.
They're under the sink.
What was that? What was that, Raven?
No, go ahead.
She was.
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, I think
Scarlett, go ahead.
unless are there any other special Christmas traditions that you want to share with our listeners before we delve into Easter and my first experience with Rain's celebration of Easter?
No, just like drive around and look at the lights, eat some Mexican food, love your family, be good to people.
Yeah,
That's it. That's my Christmas spiel.
Easter is another one we never like formally laid out. Like, this is what goes on in Easter. It was just something that the kids acquired from school and daycare, that there's an Easter bunny. Cool, fine, whatever.
And then I added to. No, I have never met a cat that just lets you cut their nails. So
Okay, wait, before
this is what happens. So
before Ring shares her story, hold on. So I never went super extravagant with Easter stuff. Still don't. You know, maybe a few small knickknacks that I think you'll like, but for the most part, it's just a shit ton of candy for you to eat and then go back to your other parents' house so I don't have to deal with a sugar high. No, I'm kidding. So that was it. But back in the day, Rain and we've talked about this before. We used to do a joint shared custody trade-off situation with her Witchkin 2 and my Gremlins 2 and 3.
Easter. Sorry, let's rephrase that. It started on in Easter Eve.
It didn't start, but
the first time
it was one of the first 2 or 3 times. It was at the very beginning of this whole routine that we shared. And so I didn't realize that it was Easter, and so I felt like a bad mom after that, but I still had Easter baskets at the house. But when I picked up my children from Rain's house, they were telling me about some different belief foundations. Rain, care to elaborate? It was interesting. I wasn't mad or upset. I was just like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's absolutely right. Were you good? Did the fairies pull your hair out? No? Awesome. Go ahead.
So, the so the Friday before this occurred, Joker called me on my way to work, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And then I realized, well, shit, they're gonna be they're gonna be at the house on Easter. So I went and I got stuff for us to do Easter theme stuff and everything else. So I had it set up for them to do like little paint things, and then we uh, dyed Easter eggs, and then we planted jelly beans for the Easter fairy to grow lollipops. And this included glitter all over my entertainment center because fairy dust. And please remember, this is at a time when Witchkin 2 was in love with pink.
Yeah,
Like the color pink, super frilly. And
you willingly
I didn't.
spread an STD across your living room.
I did.
Oh,
But there's a ton of glitter in almost everything that kid wore at the time. So I wasn't getting away from it anyway.
fair.
Yeah, our dryer
Just
lint
ask
trap.
Joker what happened to.
Our dryer lint trap
Just
can
ask Joker
constantly
how.
look like a unicorn fart.
We went to Joker and I took Gremlin 2 and Witchkin 2 to Zubu, and the entire back floorboard where Witchkin 2 was sitting was covered in gold glitter because she was Merida, and it was a very glittery dress. And then
I feel like Merida herself would have balked at that.
Yeah,
Like
back.
glitter, like being very girly.
It shouldn't be.
No, we don't usually do a whole lot for Easter.
Oh.
We're not very we don't really have a religion of any type, so we'll do hard-boiled eggs or egg salad or ham, but it's about the extent of it.
Yeah, I mean it religiously it is a significant holiday, but for those
it's
of
a
us
significant
heathens,
holiday for multiple religions,
it is for
Yeah.
including us heathens because it's Ostara.
Okay, fine. For those with religious backing and religious belief systems, it is a significant holiday. For us heathens, it means Cadbury eggs that are bomb and give you
It's an
diabetes.
excuse for chocolate and ham and scalloped potatoes.
Yep.
I'm not sorry about this.
Nope. All right. So
And then I don't have to deal with Easter grass.
we are actually a little bit past time. We've gone a little bit over an hour. So I think that are there any closing thoughts from Rain or Raven before we just kick this pig and call it a day?
So the holidays, make them your own. Make them your own traditions for your own family. Hodgepodge your belief systems. It's fun.
I don't feel like you got to do all the things.
And you don't have to do all the things. I'm talking about the holidays and how we celebrate them.
However, if somebody else's holidays are not hurting your family, then fucking leave them alone.
I was just
You
going to
let
say
them celebrate how they want.
to piggyback
So
on the
Witchkin
comment.
1 wanted to chime in.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't celebrate the holidays. She just eats the food.
I think
That's
that's
part
the
of the
general
celebration,
consensus.
child.
That's the general consensus of most crotch goblins. So enjoy.
Yeah, pretty much.
But to piggyback on,
yeah, but she's also a Taurus, and that's her love language, food.
There you go. To piggyback on what Rain said or Raven, damn it, you guys were talking at the same time. I lost track. It's too many R's. Anyway, one of you said, "Don't feel like you have to do all the things." To just to remind all of our listeners, listen to the introduction of our episodes. We're taking the Instagram filter off of motherhood and life and all the things. Okay. If you follow somebody on Instagram who gives you inspiration to do certain things, good. Congratulations. I wish you well, because trying to duplicate what you see on Instagram is not always feasible. But just because the person you're following on Instagram has a post, this is what I do for the 10 days of Christmas. And it's like a big to do. Remember, they can schedule those posts ahead of time. So it might have been 10 consecutive days, but it's still 10 days of Christmas. All right.
Yeah, and that Pinterest-worthy gingerbread house that they're showing you took them 50,000 different tries, and all you're seeing is what they're choosing to show you. You're not seeing the messy, the tears, the tasteless gingerbread that comes in those packages.
The gingerbread that's been shattered against the wall because you threw it.
Yes. Make sure that you can enjoy the fucking holiday.
All right.
What is wrong with your witchkins?
She wants to know when she can join us because she can be funny.
Never. The adults are talking. The adults are talking. Bye-bye.
You don't have to be high to be funny. I've seen your face.
All right. Anyway. All right.
Oh, let me get him some aloe.
Okay. All right. Parting thought. Parting thought. Jesus Christ. Thank you so much to all of our listeners.
Parting thought on Halloween. Parting thought on Halloween. You get teenagers trick-or-treating at your house, you fucking give them candy and you don't give them shit because they're trick-or-treating instead of being mischievous and stupid. So you be nice to them.
I know.
Although they if they're at my house, they'll probably be encouraged to be mischievous because Captain and I can be bad influences.
This might sound out of character coming from my mouth, but I'm going to go ahead and say it in response to Raven's comment. Amen, sister. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much to everybody. God damn, this is like the 5th time I've tried saying this shit. All right. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us and for listening. And I hope you enjoy really just what comes out of our mouths. Never mind. We're going to retract that.
Really fucked up, woman.
Yeah, I'm going to take that back.
Well, I mean, we also talked
edit that in post, apparently.
In our mouths, so, I mean, it's fair.
Anyway, I hope that you enjoy our shenanigans and our thoughts and our inputs. And if you have any specific holiday traditions that you'd like to share, just because they're interesting and you're just because you're interesting and you're proud of them, please feel free to do so. We can be reached on all of our social media platforms and, of course, on our website, mocmediatx.com. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us. Bye, everybody.
Love y'all. Happy spooky season.
Bye.